Hello, guys, and welcome back to the podcast. This is Paint the Town Dead, and I am one half of your host, Caitlin.
Me too.
You're
Except
also
I'm
Caitlin?
Andrew.
Oh, okay. Hi.
And it's pronounced Kathleen.
But it's not.
You're the one who's always like, it's the Irish version of it.
It is.
And that's how you sound too.
What?
Oh, it's the Irish version. That's how you talk.
Is it?
I don't know what I'm doing. What is this voice?
You sound like Bullwinkle. Or is it Rocky? Which one is it? Rocky and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I watched that a bunch, yeah. Bullwinkle's the moose.
Yeah, that one. You sound like that.
There's a Geico commercial with them in it. Why is that the case?
I don't know. I don't get it.
The fact that people our age, they did not watch that show.
No.
Except for me.
Well, I watched a little.
I am like the only person.
I watched a little bit.
Like, I think that show was probably going out of style when my parents were kids. I don't know, but like, it's not.
Was it ever in style?
Yes, that's why they made a live action movie that's really bad.
Did they really? I vaguely remember this.
It's terrible. I remember as a kid being like, no, this is no good.
I vaguely remember this. In one of the Chevy Chase movies, didn't they go to Wally World? Was that what they called it?
Yeah, that's a different thing. But it is like a moose.
Okay. Maybe as a kid, I thought they were the same then. It's not, though.
I could see that.
Okay.
It's sort of like when I half watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z for the first time, and then when I saw the next episode, I was like having trouble with like Goku and Yamcha because they wore sort of similar outfits. I was like, wait, what's going on? I thought that guy blew up on a planet.
What the heck?
I thought he blew up when Namek blew up.
I don't know.
That show's real good.
Is it?
I don't know. I haven't watched it in a long time. I should watch it again.
Never got into the anime stuff. Never could.
The only anime I really cared about was Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. I never watched Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball GT, and I haven't watched Dragon Ball Super.
Wait, let me guess. Is it Cowboy Bebop?
Cowboy Bebop also is good. That's actually a good one.
Wait, give me a clue. I want to guess it.
The one I got into big time is the one with robots.
Robots? Robots?
Robots, yeah.
Okay, give me a clue. Gundam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big time into Gundam.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually watching one of the old shows recently, and it's not very good. It was 0083, which is... The characters are all annoying and stuff, but...
Oh, okay.
Has good animation and good fighting.
Oh.
And it sets up why there's... why the Titans exist in Zeta Gundam, but...
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
No.
Nobody...
That's everybody, a subject.
Come back. Everybody come back. Come back. It's okay. We'll stop talking about it.
What's a subject that you could talk about endlessly that nobody could ever possibly care about?
Me?
Yeah, because like for me, it would be like probably Gundam. Like I would just be like, yeah, in Universal Century 0079, that's when the Earth Federation and the Principality of Zeon go to war because Zeon wanted to separate and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Just go on and on forever.
But you know intense facts about things that you're interested in. Like the whole world of it. Like wrestling and stuff like that. Like, you know, like... a lot of information about
Wrestling's another thing I could talk about endlessly, but
yeah,
that is the truest form of art, so it's fine that I do.
Probably Disney for me. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, a question, I'm like, I get excited thinking about planning a trip to Disney World, like that, and making my Excel spreadsheet, and like being like, and this ride is where this happened, and then this is where this happened, and did you know Walt Disney, blah, blah, blah?
You know what you would like?
Tell me.
The YouTube channel, Jenny Nicholson.
Jenny Nicholson?
Yeah, she's the one where I was looking at my YouTube or something. You saw the history, and it was like all this one girl on there. And
yeah.
You're like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's not a weird thing. She talks about things, and it's really interesting and good.
Did she do one about Disney?
She does a lot about Disney.
Oh, cool.
Because she's like obsessed with Disney and Star Wars and stuff.
Oh, okay. And yeah.
Like she has a giant porg in the background.
Oh, really?
A lot of her
that's so
episodes.
Cute.
But she like worked at Disneyland, and she has like a lot of like very intense specific knowledge about old Disneyland stuff. I think you would actually like it a lot.
I would very much enjoy that.
I don't care about theme parks, and I enjoyed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all very good.
The only theme parks I care about it's the 4 parks at Disney World. I would care about Disneyland and the other Disneys throughout the world, but I've never been to them. But and also I think and Disney World is the largest one because it has the 4 parks.
Yeah, I think what you get at Disneyland, I think you can generally get at Disney World anyway.
There are some things you cannot. It's only specifically at Disney. But that's pretty much all the parks throughout the world. There's you're going to go there and there's specific experiences you can only get at that park.
Right. And even like Six Flags, like sometimes they'll be
Yeah.
like, here's the Batman ride, but it's different than the one in Dallas here in St. Louis or whatever.
I noticed that whenever I went to Six Flags somewhere, I don't remember where.
Nailed it.
What's the closest one? Is it St. Louis?
It's probably Dallas.
Well, I went to St. Louis then. But I've been to there's a Six Flags over Atlanta too, right?
I don't know, probably.
There is. And the Batman there is not the same as the Batman in St. Louis. And I remember like I went to the one in Atlanta first because I lived there first, and then I went to St. Louis and I was like, this is not the same ride that I recall. Makes sense now. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It seems like you would do the same, but I don't know. Anyway.
It doesn't matter.
Let's get to it.
Okay, tell me. Andrew is going to do the episode this week, even though he did the one last week, because I have a desire to cover next week's episode.
Yeah, Caitlin called dibs on it.
I did.
I don't know if you noticed today. I marked dibs on a few.
Yes, I did. We have this whole. You've heard us talk about our list. We have a spreadsheet of like a document of like ideas for shows, and we do research. We come upon it, and we go down rabbit holes, and we just add it to the list. And I said, so the ones in green are the ones we've done. The ones in yellow that we're like, we're probably not going to do that one because there's some excellent other podcasts on them. And then the ones in red, it's like, we need to do this one on this date. And then Andrew was like, are there ones you want to do? And I was like, yeah. I was like, the ones I do, I'll be in pink. And the ones you want to do, you be in blue. I think I said I'm going to do mine in purple though, didn't I?
Maybe. I don't know.
But I saw your blue ones today.
Yeah. I marked it in powder
called
blue.
Dibs.
That's right.
That's right.
I forget. It was like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. There's some others I might call dibs on. Anyway.
Okay.
This is an interesting one.
Okay.
This is going to be a short and sweet one, honestly. But
Okay.
I think it's kind of fascinating.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, we are going to be talking about John Thurman McCool.
Ooh.
He was born August 18th, 1913.
Long time ago.
In Sheridan, Arkansas. Yeah, I don't know if you know. Have you done anything that wasn't like the 80s and beyond?
70s. I think 70s as far back as I went.
Okay. I've noticed there's like such a difference in like the stories we pick.
There is.
Because yours are usually like
more modern.
a lot of like missing person.
Yes.
That sort of thing.
Unsolved, cold case.
Yeah, and then mine are like the worst and most horrible thing imaginable.
The one you marked, I was like, why did you mark that one? That one's so sad. But I think you know what I'm talking about.
The worst, most horrible thing imaginable, plus if it's really weird.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Those are like the ones that I'm like, that's what I want to look into.
That one is mine.
And also old-timey ones.
Yes.
I find fascinating.
They're pretty cool. I'm glad you see our passions combined make one exceptional podcast.
That's
not true.
What a weird sentence. That's what I'm going to say to my future wife when we have a child.
What?
Our passions combined have created this child.
Make this beautiful child. Okay, that got weird.
So
let's talk about the podcast.
He was born in Sheridan.
Okay.
That they're in Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
And he grew up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
That's unfortunate. Probably was better back then, though.
Pine Bluff has definitely seen a massive decline in population and economic power in Arkansas. The main thing people know about Pine Bluff is that it's usually on lists of most dangerous cities in America, depending on whatever like population parameters they use, because it's not that big.
Yeah.
And it's also known for smelling horrible because of the paper mill factory.
It smells like butt.
Yeah. But we were driving through it once when I was a kid, and my sister was like, what is that smell? And Dad was like, it's the factory, the paper factory.
Sure.
And she says, it sounds like a factory for farts.
Katie has never said something so accurate.
So yeah, it just smells awful.
Fart factory.
Yeah, it's the fart factory there in Pine Bluff. And I found an article actually that was kind of interesting, where when he was 7 years old, he saved a friend from drowning.
Aww.
They were wading in like a pond or something, and there was like an old well.
Oh no!
And the friend like fell into it, and he went in there and saved him.
What's that, Lassie? Timmy fell down the well?
There you go.
Okay.
Except it was John Thurman McCool.
Okay. What an awesome last name.
McCool.
McCool.
Just like professional wrestling lady Michelle McCool.
Yep.
She's married to The Undertaker in real life.
Congratulations.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe he's a bad husband. I don't know. I'm not a part of their lives.
Me neither.
And so he got married in Pine Bluff to a Pine Bluff lady named Hermine?
Is it Hermione?
No, there's no O.
Hermione?
I don't know.
Okay.
But he got married.
Hermione?
Oh, maybe
instead of Hermione.
I don't know.
Is it Hermione?
It's Hermine. So it's kind of like Hermione, but without the O. So I don't know if that's any way you would spell it.
Okay.
Or pronounce it.
Okay.
They had 3 kids.
Oh.
And McCool was a big deal in Pine Bluff.
What did he do?
He was like a businessman. He had a business there. Mm-hmm. He was involved with the civic life, and he ended up actually being appointed by Governor Sid McMath. I don't know anything about that governor. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Appointed him to the Board of Trustees of Arkansas Agricultural, Mechanical, and Normal College. You may know it as University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff these days.
Oh.
So yeah, it used to be called a real weird name.
Yeah,
Arkansas A-M-N.
Weird.
Like, calm down.
Okay.
But yeah. And he was part of the Young Democrats Club of Arkansas. And
very active, very social and active.
Yeah.
Okay.
He even fought in World War II.
Wow.
He earned 5 battle stars in the Navy. Cool. Which is a good thing, I am told.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I tried to look up exactly what it meant, but it seemed kind of like you were in battle and you did stuff.
Okay,
and
cool.
you're still alive, so
and
you're
a
some
hero
stars.
kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So he fought in that there World War II.
Cool. Thank you.
And maybe.
Okay. Maybe not.
Or should you think him?
Oh, okay.
The answer is maybe yes. I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
So he has like this office supply company essentially.
Dunder Mifflin.
It's called Office Supply and Equipment Company. That's all it's called.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
It's in Pine Bluff. Yeah,
this is what we do.
It's like what's his face? Ron on Parks and Rec. You haven't seen that last season, have you?
I did see part of it. The company he owns.
And it's like Good Construction Company or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like very good. I forget.
Bob Vance Refrigeration.
Yes.
What kind of work are you? What kind of work are you in, Bob? Watch that episode of The Office, people. Okay.
Watch all the episodes. Well, watch the first 6.5 seasons, basically.
Yeah.
Because Michael leaves midway through the 7th.
Ruined it.
Everybody knows.
Okay, fine.
Also, that show's really old at this point, kind of.
Yeah, it is. Okay, continue.
So, August 21st, 1956, some state officials reported that someone had forged 3 state warrants totaling $85,073.80.
Wow.
They were payments to John McCool's company.
Uh-oh.
Office Supply and Equipment Company of Pine Bluff.
Okay.
So, there was money deposited into the company's account at Simmons National Bank in Pine Bluff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Simmons is still around.
Yeah, it is.
I think they have their name on the big building now.
Oh, yeah. And they're based out of Pine Bluff. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think they rename whatever the arena is after that as
what
well.
Arena?
After Simmons, the one in North Little Rock. I want to call it Altel Arena, but it hasn't been that
Verizon
for like
Arena.
A decade and a half, probably.
Verizon Arena.
Yeah, it's not that anymore. I think it might be Simmons now.
Are you sure?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's why I think.
I trust you. Sure, I'm going.
Everything's named after banks.
Yeah.
Arkansas State's arena is named after a bank, and their stadium's named after a bank. A different one from the arena.
It's because banks have money.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
And McCool immediately during this time withdrew $3,750 in cash from the bank, and then he gave payroll checks to his employees, and he told them, "You should probably cash those checks immediately."
Oh gosh.
So
that's not scary.
No, that's like that's for me. That would be like, oh no, is the company going out of business? But it's more like maybe this money isn't money he should have. And those checks all bounce.
Oh, no.
And the forgeries were found by a bookkeeper in the state treasurer's office. They found discrepancies in account numbers, and blank warrants had been stolen from the auditor's office.
Oh.
And they found that the auditor's signature had been photographed and then forged on those warrants that had been missing. And McCool, he did a lot of business with like state government agencies because he's well connected. You know,
Mm-hmm.
He's part of the board of trustees of a university and all this stuff. And he had previously been in the state auditor's office, and he was asking about the procedures for processing warrants.
Dude, come on. Could you make it more obvious?
And he even asked them for blank ones.
Why?
And they said no.
it?
I don't know why, but they said no. They're like, no, what are you doing?
And then how did he get them?
Well, he just stole them, I guess.
Wow. He was like, okay, well, I'm just going to take a couple.
Yeah. But the best part is like when he was trying to get those, he had claimed that he was doing an undercover investigation for the Arkansas State Police.
Nobody questioned him on it?
Well, they still said no. They're like, no, what are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he probably just like found them and stole them the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of, tricking somebody in a way that would be embarrassing for that person to find out that they'd been tricked that way.
Yeah.
So then, August 22nd, an article about these forgeries appears in the front page of the Arkansas Gazette. This is before the Democrat and the Gazette had merged, so it's just the Arkansas Gazette.
And not the Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
No
How
hyphens. Get them out of here.
How about that?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Back when newspapers mattered, I guess. Yeah, sad times. If you're a journalist out there,
Godspeed.
thoughts and prayers for you. Honestly, like it's a thankless job.
Yeah.
Especially these days.
Yeah.
With certain elements of certain people.
Sucking.
Yeah. Trying to discredit everything you do in every single way. And weird people buying into it for some reason. Anyway, so McCool could not be reached for comment for that article. His wife, whose name we don't know how to say, Hermione.
I'm going with Hermione.
Hermione.
I'm going with Hermione.
Hermione said she said he was on a business trip to southeastern Arkansas, which Pine Bluff is towards the southeast, kind of.
Yeah.
And at that time, though, he was seen at a small lake south of Pine Bluff.
What was he doing there?
Who's to say? Because obviously he was, I don't know what he was doing, but what was he up to later? We don't know. Because later that evening, he returns home and he is soaking wet and bleeding.
What?
And he collapsed as he entered the house.
How bad was he bleeding?
Pretty bad because he had been beaten and shot in the left arm.
Dude.
What was he up to? Who's to say? They go to the hospital. He refuses to speak to police about what happened to him.
Did he get fixed up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He just didn't tell the police, like, this is who did this and all that.
He's not a snitch.
But it's like, who are you hanging around with that's going to beat you and shoot you?
Maybe they're trying to get information out of him.
So, yeah, the investigation into why he got beat up and shot is eventually abandoned because he's not cooperating with that at all. But he is charged with 3 counts of forgery and uttering. In case you want to know what uttering is, I wrote it because I need to know as well.
Please tell me.
So, the difference is forgery is creating a forged document, while uttering is using a forged document with the intent to defraud. And it's spelled with a T and not a D. It's not a cow udder.
Uttering.
Yeah, it's uttering.
Uttering.
Exactly. And in October of 1956, he's going to plead guilty to all 3 counts, and he's sentenced to 5 years in prison. He's going to get some leniency, though, maybe, because his lawyer's like, hey, he served in World War II. He's a prominent figure in the community. He's got a family. He's got 3 kids. One of them's like a month old right now. And he didn't try to hide that he was guilty. He came forward. It was fine. Also, why did he get beat up and shot? We don't know. Who's to say?
We do know, don't we?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Or do I? Let's find out.
Okay.
So 2 years later, in 1958, he gets paroled from prison, so he can go run around again.
Cool.
And in 1960, Governor Orville Faubus pardons him. Hey, yeah.
We know that name.
Yes. We all in Arkansas know the name Orville Faubus.
I think everybody around the freaking nation knows that name.
Yeah. You might remember Faubus because he tried to use the Arkansas National Guard to prevent the integration of Little Rock Central.
The Little Rock Nine?
Very cool guy.
Anybody? Little Rock Nine?
Yeah, that's like the one thing people know about Arkansas is Little Rock Nine, and Bill Clinton came from here.
But we're educating them. There's much more terribleness than that.
It's true. Not
that either of those things are terrible. The situation of the Little Rock Nine was terrible, but they were pioneers, and so we respect that.
Faubus being a jerk,
yeah,
that's what's bad.
Yeah.
My school that I went to high school at, North Little Rock, they were originally one of the schools that was like going to be set up to do the integration.
Oh, yeah?
And North Little Rock said, nope, we're not a school anymore. We shut down.
Oh, really?
It's just like, nope, can't do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Great
bad.
history.
That's pretty bad.
Which Central shut down after like the first year of Little Rock 9 being there.
Because of all the like protests and rioting and stuff, or what?
It was to try and prevent integration.
Oh, okay.
Entirely.
That was not that long ago.
No, that's what's crazy is like, I think about all the horrible racism in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like the Civil Rights Act was in the 60s.
My parents were alive.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago.
That's pretty weird.
So it's kind of crazy.
John went to Little Rock Central. Yeah. It's a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, Orville Faubus, that's what he's known for.
Yeah, and apparently this as well.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So McCool, he kind of rebuilds his business up. He becomes a partner in a office supply store and a printing company in Pine Bluff. That's what you do. You know how to do office.
You know what you do, so you do it.
Yeah. What are you going to do? He's not going to become a carpenter.
He might.
He's not.
Okay.
But like, you know, like you don't get out of prison and be like,
I think I'll be an accountant.
I have new skills now after being in prison. Like,
hey,
no, you do not.
Sometimes people do. They get degrees and stuff.
Yeah, but he had like a successful business already. It's
That's
not
true.
like
That's true.
It's not like he was doing something where he was making no money.
That's true. You're right.
And clearly he was potentially making weird money that he shouldn't have been making. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
And January 8th, 1962. We're jumping ahead 4 years here.
Yep.
Well, 2 years from 1960 when he was pardoned by Orville Faubus. And 1962, January 8th, his wife and business partner report him missing. Mm. So he was supposed to be visiting customers in Sheridan and England, Arkansas, not England in the UK.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because we have an England, Arkansas.
And there's a Paris, Arkansas as well.
Yes. And he was supposed to be visiting people, and he missed both appointments. And it actually snowed that day. So that's fun.
That's unusual.
At night.
In South Arkansas?
Central South Arkansas.
Interesting.
Yeah, it snowed a bunch. And they started searching the next day to try and find him. Mm-hmm. January 11th, 1962.
Yeah.
They find him.
Yeah.
A rabbit hunter came across him.
Oh.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's in his car. He's slumped over the steering wheel of a 1960 Pontiac in a cemetery near Sheridan.
He was in a cemetery in his car, dead.
Yes. Yeah,
was he shot?
He'd been shot 7 times in the chest with a .45 caliber pistol.
Somebody was looking to deal some damage.
Yeah, and whoever shot him was in the car with him at the time.
So he knew them.
He would have known them most likely and met them willingly, it would seem. Yeah. And the snow outside the car was undisturbed. So it happened before the snowfall. And there's not a lot to go on at this point. And the investigators are they're not saying anything publicly because they don't want to compromise the investigation and all that. And eventually they say that they are on the verge of something big, and it would have out-of-state implications.
What did they mean?
I don't know.
Oh.
So the thought is kind of like maybe it's the mafia or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And they investigate basically like two people that they investigate heavily. And they put them on a lie detector and everything.
Which is just garbage, but anyway.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in the 60s?
Yeah. They pass the lie detector test and the leads start to dry up. And that's kind of it.
That's the end of the story.
They never figure out who did it. No, it's still an unsolved murder. And there's all these rumors of like it was mafia involvement.
Okay, how
something.
far is Sheridan from Hot Springs?
Probably like 20 or 30 minutes.
Because, that's another thing Arkansas is known for. In Hot Springs, it was a hotbed for mafia. Like, what's his face came there, had a place there. Al Capone? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people used to come to Hot Springs. In fact, some of the first baseball spring training camps were held in Hot Springs.
Yeah.
And also, Rooster from King of the Hill is from there.
Oh, really?
There's like, yeah. I think my favorite episode of King of the Hill is probably the one where they go to Hot Springs and they leave it and they're just like, we'll never come back here again.
The Hot Springs is known for, well, obviously the natural hot springs. And it used to be like kind of like they had a happening downtown scene. They still kind of do. It's just a little more eclectic now, I think. But it used to be happening, and all these like mafia and like wealthy people would come there, and they had bathhouses, and they still do. They have bathhouses that use the natural hot springs that are there, and they would, go and get pampered and live the high life. And they're all like there's a bunch of cool bathhouses still there you can go to. But anyways, a lot of mafia people, a lot of rich movie stars and stuff would go there, which is so wild to think about. But it was like a getaway place for them, like a relaxing getaway place.
It's really weird to think about when you think of like what Hot Springs is now. It's kind of like,
Yeah. But they had casinos and stuff there, and they had the horse track, which they still have, and that is also what Hot Springs is known for, is their horse track. So it was like,
Oaklawn.
Yeah, Oaklawn. That's what it is. Thank you.
And it's basically a casino now too.
Yes.
They have whatever
they added
rules they can do for that, sort of like they do at Southland with the Greyhound
dogs.
track.
I think they said they're doing away with the Greyhounds though.
Interesting.
Which is probably good, because that's not good for them. They don't thrive after they retire. But what was I gonna say? Oh, guess how many times I've been to Oaklawn?
1.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Good job. That was a good guess.
Guess how many times I've been?
0.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, when I went, I couldn't even enjoy it because I was in 7th grade. I went with I think it was the boyfriend I had at the time in 7th grade. I went with him and his family, and I don't really remember much from it, except there was a lot of betting. There's a lot of betting windows, like counters or something. I really don't know what to call it, but I couldn't enjoy it at all. I just want to pet the horses, really.
Yeah, it's like when I went to Las Vegas when I was a kid, and it's like,
it's not fun.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, don't take a kid there.
I don't know. It's kind of neat. It's just like, because it's all flashy and stuff. Yeah. At least on the strip.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I can't legitimately enjoy it in the way you're supposed to enjoy Las Vegas, which is lose all your money and
be drunk.
Yeah, get drunk, lose all your money, and die in a gutter, I guess. I don't know. But so just real quick, just to wrap this up, there was some civil court fights over McCool's estate. Was
it worth a lot?
It was worth a decent amount. He was a successful businessman and all that. Basically, they're like the IRS, they would get $2,000 from it because of delinquent taxes.
I would say he owed something.
And also an interesting thing is that there were business machines, which I guess were like computers, but it's the 60s.
Yeah.
They'd been ordered 2 years earlier by Arkansas AM&N, aka UAPB now, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah.
And they were ordered under a blank contract with McCool, and they had been signed by the college president, and those business machines were all missing.
So it was a phony deal of some sort.
It seems like it. It seems like there's a lot of phony dealing going on here.
So it's just...
and some funny money action.
Funny money laundering. Have you ever seen Ozark?
No. Still no.
Still no.
I
10
saw Breaking
episodes
Bad.
later.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're fine. It's basically the same thing.
I am the danger.
Oh, yeah, you told me if we saw that scene.
Yes.
He said, I am the knock.
I am the one who knocks.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I don't want to tell you because it's a really good show. And also, maybe the people at home haven't seen it, and I don't want to tell them what it means either.
Okay, that's fair.
So
it's still unsolved. It sounds like that's some funny business, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he got beat up and shot before he went to prison.
And then got shot.
And then he got shot 7 times.
Someone's like, we're going to do it right this time.
Yeah, it's really weird because we don't know why he was killed, and we don't know who killed him or anything. I
wonder if it was the president of UAPB.
Probably not.
Probably not.
He seems like he would have known what was up.
Yeah.
He may have known about some of this funny money business.
He was in on it.
Because I mean, he allegedly signed that contract.
Theoretically.
Like, he maybe did, maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Who's to say? He is, but he's dead probably.
Yeah, we don't currently have a way of talking to the dead.
Not yet.
We have people who pretend they can, but
not a reliable way.
Yeah. So that's the story of John Thurman McCool.
Nice name.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah. We've not done any mafia related stuff, which honestly, in the research for Arkansas having a fairly heavy mafia type presence there for a while, back in that era, back in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, I feel like I didn't really come across any mafia murders that I know of. Did you in research?
I've got one that might be fairly well related, but we'll save that for whenever I actually do it.
And it's not this one.
It's not this one, no.
Mm-mm. Interesting.
So there's that.
Cool.
So this is the after show, I guess we'll call it, post show, whatever, where we just talk about whatever we feel like talking about.
Yeah, since that was a shorty. That was a quickie. For
instance, there might be life on Venus.
I saw that. Let's talk about it.
So apparently, some researchers were using telescopes, and somehow with the telescopes, they're able to tell that there's phosphine in the atmosphere of Venus.
And then they saw a little gray man waving at the telescope.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No. It would be... So phosphine is apparently a thing that is either man-made or created by...
fart factories.
Like little... Like creatures that don't need oxygen, essentially.
Anaerobic.
Yeah. So apparently there's some microbes that can do that can make phosphine. And as far as we know, it doesn't occur in nature just without life. And so that's why it's kind of interesting.
There has to be life involved.
Yes, that as far as we know so far.
Okay.
And so that's why there's a lot of interest in Venus suddenly.
Isn't Venus a super hostile environment? Didn't we talk about that?
Yes, it reaches temperatures in the 800s Fahrenheit.
It's a little toasty. It's a little warm.
And it has acid rain and stuff like that. The Soviets have sent probes to Venus before, and the longest any of them lasted was 2 hours before
they melted.
The acid and the pressure of the atmosphere destroyed them.
How far away is it from the sun?
It's the second planet from the sun. We're the third.
So it's our neighbor.
Yeah. It's the closest to us as far as size also. And it does have an atmosphere, a very thick.
Noxious.
Yes.
So the closer you get to the sun, the higher the pressure is. Was that correct?
No, it's just the atmosphere itself.
Causes the pressure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I had the numbers, but it was the pressure of being on Venus is like being some thousands of feet underwater.
I don't want that.
No. So the idea is essentially that there might be microbes on Venus that live in the atmosphere, like in the clouds.
That's pretty cool. Is there a surface? I think we talked about this.
Yes.
There is. Okay.
Yeah, the Soviets landed probes onto the surface, and they have pictures. Yeah.
Really?
It doesn't look like much because it's from
foggy.
The 80s and stuff, so it's the picture quality is not great, but there are some color photographs from there.
I would like to see a better photograph from 2020.
I agree. That would be awesome.
Make it so.
and they're considering it. NASA's, because of these findings, NASA plans their stuff out like every 10 years, essentially.
Wow.
And yeah, because space takes a long time to do stuff, and also they need funding and to plan it and do all their crazy math.
To plan it.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yes.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to plan stuff out pretty far in advance, because it takes a long time to do space.
Yes.
So,
as we talked about last week, light years and all that.
Yes. So, yeah. So they're talking about potentially doing a mission to Venus, not like send people because they would die, but
yeah,
potentially sending a probe. And I don't know if we have much better technology. I assume we do. We've potentially studied so we can have a probe that lasts more than 2 hours, which that one they didn't expect would last that long. They were surprised.
Wow. And that was in the 80s?
80s or 70s.
Okay, well, we've come a long way, so why don't we have a probe where they are like right now?
I don't know. It's kind of weird that, because we've always focused on Mars, it seems like, as far as sending probes to it. And maybe part of it's because we've had probes on there that can last like years, whereas Venus, we've so far only been able to do a couple hours.
Mars, not quite so hostile.
No, because I think it has an atmosphere, but not much of one.
Right, very thin
yeah.
atmosphere. Can't breathe there.
No, I don't. As far as I know, there's nowhere else we can breathe other than on Earth or a man-made structure.
Was it Kepler 22? Is that right?
Kepler something B.
22b.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, and there's always like Venus, they think has like volcanoes that are active and stuff like that.
This sounds like a terrible planet to be on.
It does. It sounds like the worst outside of like a gas giant. Since there's nothing to stand on. But
literally just gas.
Yeah, like
talk about a fart factory.
Hopefully, I hope they send some probes to Venus. I want to see what Venus looks like with better pictures and imagery. Because like they have the Mars rover and they go to Mars and it's just like, yep, it's Utah, basically. Like cool.
No, there's some cool places in Utah.
It just looks like Utah.
It looks like desert. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, like Utah.
Utah has some pretty places.
Mars probably does too.
No, it doesn't. It's like all desert.
That's what Utah is.
No, it's not.
That's Utah.
Why? Why do I know this and you don't?
I've been to Utah. Don't tell me about Utah.
We've been a part of.
You want to know why Mormons live in Utah?
Nobody else wanted it.
Nobody else wanted it. Because originally they were in like Pennsylvania, and people were like, "Get out of here!" Then they went to Missouri, and the governor signed an extermination order to kill all the Mormons. No. And then they ran away to Utah, and people were like, "Yeah, that's fine. We don't care. You can stay there."
I think we've talked about this. Have you ever seen? You've never seen Book of Mormon?
No, I've just seen like a couple of the songs that.
I showed them to you. Anyway, one of the songs is, I believe, it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
and he talks about, I believe, the Garden of Eden was in Jackson City, Missouri, or something like that. I don't think it was.
They also have stuff like
I've been to Missouri.
Part of the Mormon belief, or at least what Joseph Smith was saying, was that Native Americans, they couldn't have built those pyramids or those mounds or anything. Those were built by Israelites who came over at some point.
Yeah, that's in the song too.
There's all kinds of stuff like that where it's like
the ancient Jews built boats and sailed to America. That's what the song says. It's
like this weird, like, sort of racist thing. Sort of like when people are like, "Oh,
subhuman," like we talked about before.
Oh, those black people, they built all these cool buildings. No, I don't believe it. It was probably aliens.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was the ingenuity of black people. It turns out they can do stuff.
Turns out they're smart.
Racist pieces of crap. Yeah, that's because a lot of the ancient alien stuff is actually like fed into by a lot of Nazi ideology.
Really?
Because the Nazis, they funded a bunch of archaeology stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, our history isn't that interesting, is it? Let's just say that white people went over and did all the cool stuff with building pyramids and stuff."
This reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is a movie I watched this past weekend, and it's all about Nazis and they were finding the stuff.
Yeah, I watched a video recently. Actually, again, I watched this video.
I watched it again. It was Indiana. It was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's a video by Atunshei Films, ATUN-SHEI. And he does a bunch of history stuff. He does a lot of really good Civil War videos, but he also has a really good video about Nazi involvement in archaeology back in the 30s and 40s and stuff like that. So, and you can see like, oh, right, this is weird. This totally leads into like ancient alien type beliefs where it's those people, they couldn't have done this. Must be aliens.
And it's like, clearly they did it and they were good people.
There are even like records of like how they transferred the blocks and stuff for the pyramids, because people are like, what? How could people back then
was it possible?
How could they have done that? And it's like, they used a river.
Oh,
They used water. I don't know. Like, what do you want from me?
They used their brains.
Human ingenuity.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
I mean, and that was like a real time. I mean, I don't know. We have cool tools now, but dang,
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
They didn't have power drills back then.
No, but they did it all by hand. It's pretty impressive. It's a lot of time.
They didn't have power drills, so how could they have possibly done anything?
I don't know.
It took a lot longer. That's how.
It took a long, and slave labor, which is not okay.
Yeah.
But okay. What else?
You
You said you had two things. You want to talk about life on Venus?
I don't have two things. I sort of said I had two things, but I can't talk about them.
Oh.
So I don't know. Let's talk about food.
Okay.
For instance, hot dogs.
We had that tonight.
Yes. How do you feel? What would be your perfect hot dog?
Perfect hot dog?
Like if you made a hot dog and you're like, this is my hot dog. I made this. I love it. I'm going to eat it. It's going to be my favorite.
Well, ideally, in an idyllic world, it would be a hot dog that tastes like a hot dog, but it's meatless. But meatless hot dogs are absolute garbage. I've had them. And so some things just can't be replicated. And apparently hot dogs are one of them. So it would be meatless, but tastes like a hot dog. I'm pretty basic, I just want like sweet relish. I like sweet relish. Mayonnaise, ketchup.
Mayonnaise?
Yeah, cheese. I want melted cheese on there somehow, but not like nacho cheese, just like regular cheese.
Mayonnaise is a surprise.
Why?
I don't know. I don't feel like people do mayonnaise on hot dogs a lot.
They do.
I know people do. Some people dip French fries into mayonnaise.
It's good.
I can't help that.
A lot of Europeans do that.
I can't help that people would do such a horrible thing.
It's good.
But doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
it happened. I didn't have any relish, or I would have had that tonight. But that's what I had tonight. Ooh, and I like pretzel buns, and I also like Hawaiian roll buns. Those are good. The buns tonight were pretty Gucci as far as buns go. Like I normally just buy Kroger, but
the Hawaiian sounds like it'd be too sweet, and that's not what I really want from my hot dogging.
You can have like butter. They're good. They're really good.
From my hot dogging
taste. Tell me what you like. I also like chili dogs.
Chili dogs are a good time.
I like a chili dog.
I'll buy some crap chili and make some hot dogs and just dump that garbage on there. And also, I am all about onions, and I will dump a bunch of onions on that.
I only want the onions if they're cooked. I only want sauce.
Yes,
okay.
I am all about cooked onions.
Okay. Raw? I don't want to bite into crunchy raw onion.
I'm fine with raw, but I prefer cooked.
Yes.
That's what I'm about.
Yeah, sauteed. Ooh, add that to my hot dog. Sauteed onions.
Okay. So onions, relish, what, mustard probably?
No, mayo,
no mustard?
ketchup. No.
Oh, mayo. Oh, right. You do your mayo thing. We literally talked about this 2 minutes ago.
I like mustard mostly with like corn dogs. I like mustard with corn dogs.
What's
What?
This mayo thing. I don't care for it. It doesn't sound
I also put
good.
it on my hamburgers. Does that matter?
Sure, but that's a normal thing.
Oh.
What's like, if you were to make a food where you were like, I'm going to make my breath stink the most.
Oh, I know this. I know.
Okay, you have one?
Yes.
All right.
You know it too.
Oh, do I?
Yes.
Go for it.
The garlic parmesan. I didn't even have to finish. The garlic parmesan wings at Wings to Go in Jonesboro. Those are so good. But when you burp, it smells like a fart. I don't know why, but it really
is that bad. My friend Trey once had a bunch of them, and I was riding with him back to the dorms at A-State.
Yeah.
And he started burping, and it was noxious. I thought I was gonna die.
It smells like farts.
And because he's a jerk, he locked the windows so I couldn't roll them down. And I was just like dying, choking on this horrible garlic parmesan burp smell.
But it doesn't even smell like garlic parmesan. It does. It smells like a fart. Like and it makes you really burpy for some.
It turns you into a fart factory.
It does. And I need somebody to come up with an animation of a fart factory.
It's so bad.
But it tastes so good going down. But I guess the garlic makes you really burpy. I don't know. But it makes me really, those make me really burpy. And I guess it makes Trey really burpy too. But
it's awful.
When you burp, it smells like a fart.
Which just actually brings up a question. Well, first of all, my favorite thing to make that makes my breath smell bad is I make a fried bologna sandwich with pepper jack cheese and mustard and pickles. And it's so good. But it is just like I eat it and I'm like, I should probably brush my teeth now because I'm going to smell so bad.
Even though I just brushed them, I need to brush them again.
Yeah. But actually, mentioning Wings to Go, that's a good segue because I was thinking about restaurants that I wish were nearer to me.
I do like Wings to Go. Wingstop,
Wingstop is okay.
Buffalo Wild Wings, big thumbs down.
Yeah, B-dubs, get it out of here. I don't even care.
Boo.
The only reason you're there is because you got beer. Nobody cares otherwise.
Bye.
Whereas like Wings to Go is so much better. For
it's
one,
really good.
They have boneless wings that are actually good.
They are really good.
Everybody else, like Buffalo Wild Wings, their boneless wings are trash.
Really?
Wingstop, they have like chicken tenders and they taste just like frozen trash you buy at Kroger in the frozen aisle. It's garbage. Whereas Wings to Go,
they're crispy.
It's actually
like
very
really crispy.
good.
Yeah.
Because they're not frozen.
Yeah.
For one, I knew a person who worked there at one point.
Yeah.
They're not frozen, whereas B-dubs, they are frozen with
Yeah.
their boneless wings. It's terrible.
Do you prefer bone-in or boneless?
So if I'm alone, I prefer bone-in because I don't want people to look at me. I feel like a monster just like yawning at them. Yeah.
Like slurping the meat off the bone.
Yeah, I feel gross.
It is gross.
The bone-in is way better, but that's why like Wings to Go is so great because the boneless, I can eat those in public and they're also good.
Yeah. And they have a lot of flavors. A lot of flavors.
Buffalo garlic. That's some good stuff.
Burps smell as bad as the Parmesan garlic?
No.
I wonder why they smell so bad.
I guess it's the Parmesan.
I don't know.
And the garlic.
It's so good, though. It's so good.
Worst burps I ever had was when I went to Lost 40 and I had bratwurst and a beer and whatever combination happened there.
German.
Oh, my God. I was nasty. But another one. Another restaurant I wish we had.
Yeah.
Portillo's.
Never been.
It's very good. It's basically it's mostly based in Chicago. There's other locations around the world, and it's like hot dogs and Italian beef sandwiches. And I get the Italian beef. I get that chocolate cake milkshake. So good.
That does sound good.
Also, because we were talking about it earlier off air, Shoney's.
And then I said kids ate. We went there like every freaking day when I was a kid because kids ate free. My parents were building a house and my parents worked 2 different shifts. And so it was only like one parent at a time with us. And we went to Shoney's like every night because we lived in a camper, like a little camper while our house was being built. So Shoney's all the time, baby.
Yeah, the only thing is, like, right now, in my head, I'm thinking, like, maybe I don't want Shoney's because
buffet.
It's a buffet, and I don't want to be around all those people, especially these days.
I think they've had to, like, modify the buffet to be like, I'll serve your plate for you.
Yeah, they've done stuff. Like, I guess the Pizza Ranch, which I drive by.
I've heard it's not very good, but I can't attest to it. I don't know.
It's a pizza buffet. It can't be that good.
It's like Larry's whenever Rachel Sanders got food poisoning from it, or sophomore year of college.
I always complained about Larry's because I thought their pizza was the quality of a Hot Pocket. So me and my friends would sometimes just call it Hot Pockets. We're going to Hot Pockets.
Hot Pocket Larry's.
Yeah. The Pizza Ranch, for one, I hate the name.
Yeah.
It sounds like the name of a made-up restaurant for, like, the people from Wall-E.
Yeah.
It's like, just herd them all into the Pizza Ranch.
Or the Pizza Inn.
It's like...
I do like... Pizza Inn's a guilty pleasure, though. Jonesboro still has 2, I think.
Yeah, they're like the only place with Pizza Inn for some reason.
Fazoli's.
Yeah.
That's one that nobody had. Conway used to have one. Jonesboro has one. I don't know many other places that have. But Fazoli's,
I think there's one in West Little Rock.
The breadsticks are so good.
The breast and like the food is kind of good.
For fast food.
It's good enough.
Food pasta, it's good. It is sufficient, and I will take it. It is edible and good enough.
Good enough, and it's clearly
cheap.
filled with sodium.
So much sodium.
Sodium and also a lot of tomato-iness.
Yeah. And
tomato
lard,
sauce.
cheese.
That's what I'm all about. Tomato and sodium.
Yeah.
To the point where I sometimes eat a tomato. I just salt it and eat it and just go.
Ooh.
That's what I'm about.
I want to barf.
My grandpa used to, when they had a tomato farm, he would go out and just pick a tomato off the vine and just eat it like an apple.
So nasty.
Which is pretty wild.
I'm going to throw up. Ugh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Fazoli's is a good one.
Okay, here's my favorite. I have not found a Mexican restaurant that compares to Los Arcos in Jonesboro. Did you ever go?
I don't think I ever went to that one.
It used to be.
Where was it at?
You remember that? That little Mexican grocery store on Matthews.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never went there.
It was the restaurant that was attached to it, but it became so popular that right across the street where that building was, that was like 10 different things. Los Arcos has been there for, I think, the longest than anything's ever been there. And it's always happening. They have the best Mexican food. You know how like you go to a lot of Tex-Mex restaurants around here and it's like they literally all taste the same.
Yes, and I even noticed that in like even Jonesboro because there were a few where I looked at the menu and like the number was the exact same. It was like number 26 is the quesadilla. At the other place, number 26 is also the quesadilla. It's like,
but Los Arcos stands apart. Like half of their menu is in Spanish because it's where whenever you see the Hispanic people on lunch break there, you know it's good. Like it's it's good. They sell like, and I'm going to butcher this, I don't speak Spanish. La lengua.
Don't know what that is, so I don't know.
It's cow tongue.
Oh, cool.
They serve that there. But it's like, that's like somebody else's roast beef, like we think it's weird, but it's not weird for other people. And anyway, they serve that there. So like, it's legit. And they have tamales and they're really good.
There was a place that sold Central American food, like a Central American restaurant that was in Jonesboro. It was on South Caraway near where I lived at the time. And I don't remember the name of it because I don't know if they ever got a fancy sign out because it died very quickly. Aww. Because Jonesboro hates good food.
Yeah, they do.
And my roommate at the time, which was Trey, again, he and I would go there a bunch and get like a bunch of the pupusas or whatever.
Oh, I was just talking about pupusas the other day.
And Mexican Coke.
So good. So good. Another thing that's really good, but it's we have it around. It's close. So just mentioning good restaurants is the Zen rice and ramen. Oh yeah. The tofu pad thai and the tom sum. Whatever.
Tom yum ramen.
Yeah.
Which brings up another point I have.
Oh my god.
Another bullet point.
Oh my god.
What's a food you wish you could cook better or at all?
Oh.
Because for me,
pasta.
I want to make that good spicy ramen.
Yeah, you've been working on it.
I made a pretty good one. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Wasn't as good. It's not there. I need to keep working on it.
You need to like make real bone broth. Like get the bones and like make the bone broth.
That seems like too much work, but maybe.
Well, if you want quality, you're gonna have to put effort into it. What's something I wish I could make better? I wish I could.
Do you want me to jump in?
Yeah.
And answer with steak. I'm very inconsistent on steak.
Yeah, steak's a hard one.
There have been times where I've cooked it and it's just like, oh my god, this is the best steak anybody's ever made. And there are other times where it's like, yep, I made a hunk of meat. It's a piece of rubber, basically. It's garbage.
Here's what you have to do. Keep it simple. A little butter, a little garlic in the pan.
Yes.
Salt and pepper.
Keep
room temperature. And then, I don't know. Then cooking directions, I can't help you. But, I don't know. I don't think I'm a bad cook.
You don't have to be a bad cook, but you can just be like, there's a thing I wish I did better, or there's a thing I don't know how to cook that I wish I knew how to cook.
I wish I made, like, really good homemade things better. Because, like, I can make soups. I can make,
I feel like
meals.
you make a lot of casseroles like an old lady.
I do. But I try to make them healthy. I try to, because it's easy. It's all just one meal. Instead of making 20 side dishes to make a meal, it's like, look, it's all together.
I am very lazy when it comes to making sides.
Yeah.
Usually I'm just like, I dump this can of green beans into a thing.
Oh, see, I rarely eat canned vegetables. If I eat vegetables, they're pretty much fresh or they're frozen and cooked.
I like canned green beans.
I eat them at work almost every day.
Because they are filled with sodium, the key to flavor.
That's it. We got it.
Basically, what I do is just I dump the can of green beans in with beef bouillon cube.
Uh-huh.
And when you cook it for,
That's a lot
say,
of salt.
45 minutes, yes, 45 minutes or an hour, it all cooks down like with the water and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's really good.
I wish I could make, pasta. I wish I could make pasta. I've never made homemade pasta, and I've always been like, that looks so good. And people are like, the quality is just so much better than anything you could get in the store. And it's like, I wish I could make that. But you know who's an amazing cook?
Me?
No.
Oh.
Drew is an amazing cook. He could literally cook anything and it will be delicious. He's a phenomenal cook.
It should be noted for people at home that none of them know who you're talking about.
He's like my best friend. Okay. So he
just wanted to make sure you established who this Drew person is.
Oh, okay. Drew and I have been best.
You don't have to tell too much. It's just
okay. We've been best friends since like 7th grade, and he is a phenomenal cook, and his mom is an amazing cook as well. So he gets it honest, but I mean, God, that boy can cook.
Yeah, you were saying he cooks Brussels sprouts that aren't disgusting.
They're amazing. They're like balsamic. They're like, it's just like he cuts them and then puts a little olive oil and some salt and pepper and then like some kind of balsamic glaze or something. I don't know. But he roasts them and it's like, wow, I like these. These are good. Whereas like my parents are like, we're going to steam them, which is the worst possible way to make anything. Like, don't boil it. Maybe you can steam it. I don't know. It depends on what it is, but probably not. Roasting is superior.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
How about
I have some things.
You do?
Yeah. I wrote down a little list.
Okay.
It's not much. Okay. First off, R.I.P. RBG. That was a very sad moment this week. There goes the rights of a lot of women, but we can hope.
Potentially. We'll see.
Potentially. We can hope that, thoughts and are with her family, and I know it's a difficult time, especially with Corona, but we can only hope that the person that replaces her is as progressive and forward and all-encompassing in their thoughts as Ruth Bader Ginsburg was. Cats, put that on here. It's on my list. Trying to suss out the neighborhood cats and lure them in to accept my love. And I've got names for them. We talked about it last week.
Oh,
we did?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's, Sergeant Pepper and Ringo and Patches, and there's Mama Kitty. Oh, also there's Awesome. Awesome is a possum.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But Patches, okay, we have to have gender neutral names because we don't know if it's guys or girls. So we just want to be gender neutral. So I need help. Unintentional. Ringo, I named
Spyro.
No, Ringo.
Gex.
Ringo. I named because they have the cat has rings on their tail, and then I was like, oh my gosh, wait, that's a beetle. And then John had already named Sergeant Pepper, and so now we just need to name them all Beatles related things. So throw at me your best Beatles related gender neutral names.
Walrus. Eggman.
I don't like Eggman is not gender neutral. Egg person.
There you go. The egg person. I am the egg man. I am the egg person. Doesn't work.
Cuckoo. I'm picking up a new hobby.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, kind of two. Well, kind of. One of them's kind of a job hobby. I'll be tutoring nursing courses. So if you have any trouble with your nursing classes, I can help you.
I'll be sure to take nursing classes so I can use you to answer all my questions.
You bet I won't. No, I won't, but I'll help you.
Yeah.
No, but my other hobby, I'm going to be starting Irish dance.
Okay.
I don't really know I don't know what it's called, but it's an adult class for beginner Irish dance.
Adult class?
For adult. It's not that kind of, you perv, but yeah.
Irish dance is what they call it now, I see.
Irish dance. Yeah, how cool is that? It's a little
I don't
nerdy.
know.
I'm a big old nerd. I don't care.
Say, probably not that cool, but
my foot that's like dying.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor and they were like, "Oh, your foot's messed up. You need custom insoles, so you're going to have to go get your get fitted, basically go get casts of your feet and like stuff." And they called me and they told me how much it's going to be after insurance. I want you to give a guess.
$5 million.
You're a little high.
5,000.
Still a little high.
2,000.
Okay, still a little high.
1,000?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
For inserts for my shoes, for one pair. That is two products is almost $1,000 after insurance. I was like, you can go ahead and cancel my appointment. I was like, there's no way. Like half of it's due at your fitting and half of it's due upon like arrival. I was like, yeah, you can go ahead and cancel that. There's no way I can afford that. So I guess I get to suffer. And if part of it gets worse, I have to have surgery. So that's wonderful. So
I have a name for a cat, Rigby.
I said that
Because that's the Eleanor Rigby is the best Beatles song.
yes, that's so funny. I mentioned that one as being an option. I like it.
All right, we did it.
Cool.
Oh
no, I deleted my note.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh well. We're running into time, I guess.
Okay.
So let's go into the last segment, which is what you're looking at.
Okay.
What you got? Anything?
No.
Okay. I've got 2 books I'm reading.
Okay.
Both are for the podcast, so nobody gets to know what they are.
Okay.
Also,
You tease.
I played some of that Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
How'd you like it?
Which is, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
This is the laziest port job I've ever seen in my life. Because, like, they didn't fix the camera for Super Mario 64 or anything. It's like, we put it here. It's just
it's just compatible.
It's a Rush emulation job.
Yeah.
Which is so sad because the original All-Stars, Super Mario All-Stars, was, like, really cool because they put in a bunch of work. They were like, hey, let's make this NES game look like a Super NES game now. And they upgraded all the graphics on Super Mario 1 and 2 and 2 Japan and 3 and all that stuff. And then this one, they're just like, just threw it out the door. Like, I don't want to work on it. Just it works.
Yeah.
Go away.
Go.
That's all they did. It's garbage.
We made it for this console. Good luck.
Trash.
Wow.
It's trash.
Well,
it's fine, but
okay.
it's also just like it's disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that going in, but
Yeah.
it's still just like the camera really sucks on Super Mario 64, doesn't it? Also, ZeniMax got bought by Microsoft, which, in case you're wondering what that means, it means that Microsoft now owns Bethesda and id and Arcane, which means they own Doom and Wolfenstein and The Elder Scrolls and Fallout and Dishonored.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild. Potentially very interesting.
Yeah. We were talking about that. What could happen? Because you and I both play Skyrim. We love Elder Scrolls. So kind of scary for what can happen with the next one.
I love Elder Scrolls so much, I read some of the lore books sometimes.
You do?
Like a crazy person.
But I like that you do because then you can tell me about it and I like it.
Yeah, like, did you know that orcs used to look prettier than they look in the game?
What happened?
What did happen? The god that they were created from was eaten by Boethia.
What?
The Daedric prince.
Yeah.
Boethia. And what survived is Malakath.
Yeah.
That's what was left of whatever their god was called. I forget.
Yeah.
And it was all mangled and gross. And that's why orcs look all mangled and gross. They look like Malakath.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild. Look
Yeah.
at you dropping knowledge.
Orsimer.
What?
That's the name for orcs.
Oh.
Because they're they're elves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Seems like most things came from elves because there's the snow elves that became the Falmer.
Yeah, there's Mer and Man, essentially.
Okay.
And then also you have your
what about
Argonians.
What about mermaids? What is that? Where's that fall
doesn't exist in Nern. Also, did you know it's Nernroot and not Ninroot?
I did.
That's like one of those things, like, have you ever read something and you're like, you read it wrong for basically a decade?
And you're like, what? It's like when I learned Hermione was pronounced Hermione and not Hermione.
Yeah. Because, like, I kept reading it as Ninroot.
Yeah.
But it's like, for some reason, I was skipping that R.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I have a disability.
No,
I don't.
I think, because I initially read it as Ninroot, and I was like, oh, wait, Nernroot. Okay.
Yeah, it's Nern, because that's also the name of the planet they're on.
Yeah.
Nernroot. And I didn't realize it until I was watching those lore videos where the guy kept saying it Nernroot, and I was like,
wait, what?
Wait, have I been screwing this up? Turns out, yes, I'm terrible. Similarly, in Destiny, there's an enemy called a Shank. Mm-hmm. I kept reading it as Shark.
You're like, why are they called sharks?
They're little floating robot things.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense.
What does Shank mean? They don't have knives. They're little floating robots that shoot at you. I don't know.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I didn't make it.
But that was like a real like. How have I read this wrong? I bought this game on probably 4 consoles now. And
Wow.
I was reading it wrong
On
every
all
single
of
time.
them. Wow. It happens.
So I'm pretty embarrassing.
Well, me too.
That's what I'm known for.
Me too.
Being an embarrassment.
Me too.
Womp
I don't
womp.
know. Maybe is it? I don't know. If you could be known for one thing, what would it be?
My sex appeal.
Okay. And on that note,
I got I've been getting inundated with friggin' spam texts.
Oh yeah,
and
you
I
showed me.
got one that
For
was
Kathleen.
like, yeah, usually for Kathleen.
whoever the heck Kathleen is.
But one of them I got was just like, every woman thinks you're a joke in bed. I was like, oh no.
Not me.
Darn it.
Oh man. Kathleen.
It was like, it says something like, improve your performance and grow your thing. It says thing in quotation marks. Grow your thing 3 inches in 2 months or something. I was mostly just upset by
Kathleen.
by it telling me. Yeah, I was mostly
Kathleen.
just upset that it told me that I was a joke in bed.
You're small and you're
Oh,
a joke
no.
in bed. And you're like, well, I can go die now.
Darn it.
Well, I haven't really gotten many of those, so I'm going to count my blessings.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting so many of these lately. It's really
That
really
is weird.
annoying.
Like, why do you have so many?
I don't know. I think my guess is somebody named Kathleen gave somebody a wrong number or intentionally wrong number, and it was mine. I don't know. That's my guess. But it's a real nightmare.
Have you ever signed up your friends for free products and trials and things like that?
No, that sounds like my
fun thing to do.
dad said that when he was a kid that sometimes people would prank each other by basically signing them up for like a Playboy or something when they were too young to have it. And so then it would get sent to their house and
Their
like their parents would get
be
mad
so
at them.
pissed.
Yeah.
No, man. That was back in the 40s. I'm just kidding.
You're not that old.
No, your parents are younger than my
My dad
parents.
is the age of the Super Bowl. It's easy to remember.
No, it's not.
Compared to not being the age of the Super Bowl, it
Okay,
is.
I have no idea when the Super Bowl. I don't know what year we're on.
55
I was going to
is the
say
one coming up.
54. Do, 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 do.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're on the right track.
Sweet.
You get it.
Cool.
You're a big football fan. Also, screw football. It sucks again.
Okay.
Because the Broncos all their good players are dead now, and they lost. And
They're
also,
dead?
they're dead. They all died.
They're dead?
They're injured.
Oh.
I'm being hyperbolic.
I was like, why are you being a jerk about this?
They shouldn't have died. How dare they? No. But yeah, they suck. And Arkansas State didn't get to play this weekend because of COVID. And this whole college football season is dumb and pointless and full of asterisks.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say today until we get to the end, which is basically now. So go
okay.
ahead and wrap it up. Let's go.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for sticking through with us through this short episode and through our ramblings on this part. We really appreciate it. Okay, guys, we drop episodes every single Tuesday. We will have it up, usually by midnight. No promises. You can catch us on Facebook at Paint the Town Dead. You can catch us on Twitter at PTTD Pod, and you can catch us on Instagram at Paint the Town Dead, all one word. Feel free to email us at pttdpod@gmail.com. Please be sure to subscribe on whatever listening platform you have. Please be sure to like, rate, comment, share any interaction you have with our posts, with our streaming services. Any interaction you have helps us immensely, and we greatly appreciate it.
And share us with any famous friends you might have.
Yeah. Do you have any?
No.
Me neither. I think Drew's as close as I come. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by, and we can't wait to talk to you next week. We're so looking forward to it, and we appreciate you guys so much. Okay. Goodbye.
And just because we're awesome does not mean we're not adults.